former U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Tom Sauer joins us now to react. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So first off, how close are we to a deal?
Hey, thanks for having me back, Charlie. Look, I think what it really comes down to is there is, I understand, some concern that Iran is trying to play loosey with the football here because their real objective is to drag this out as long as they can into the midterms. But what it really comes down to is the fact that President Trump could inflict tremendous damage on Iran if he decides to. It's there. But, you know, I know that he would rather not if we can have a deal. I imagine this is Iran's last chance. And also, this brought up a much bigger topic and issue, concern is this campaign, which is, you know, on a hair trigger alert, more or less, you know, would spend a tremendous amount of munitions. And a larger question has come up, well, does America have the munitions they need to do this and meet all their other potential contingency obligations? And the real issue, in my opinion, is that we have the stockpiles, but the other issue is, do we have the capacity to replenish those stockpiles? And there's a ton of effort that's being done to reindustrialize and our munition, you know, with our munitions growth under Secretary Hegseth, Deputy Secretary Steve Feinberg, who could not be a better choice to reindustrialize this country. Yeah. And for example, I mean, we're already reindustrializing. The Office of Strategic Capital under David Lorch already announced $3 billion in loans for critical supply chains so that we can produce the munitions for both the military, jets, rockets, bombs, torpedoes. To give you an idea, it's this massive supply chain. And that's the real issue why we haven't necessarily bombed them quite yet, because we're holding back because we want to be able to replenish all of that. To give you an idea, a Columbia-class submarine has 16,000 different suppliers in their supply chain. So, like, that's really the bigger question. And as we reindustrialize, it's tying into your earlier story and the next story here. But really, President Trump has the capacity to inflict tremendous damage. But if he can have peace, he'd prefer to have peace. Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the things that is kind of interesting about the way Iran is trying to play the Strait of Hormuz is that there are a lot of efforts within the administration and among a lot of their neighbors to figure out ways to circumvent the Strait of Hormuz so that Iran can no longer play these games going into the future. Is that something that you foresee happening successfully?
It's already happening. I mean, already we're seeing oil and gas pipelines are just bypassing the Strait completely. I mean, Iraq's doing it, Saudi, the other GCC countries are doing that, and so to really take away the only card that they have to play, which is the Strait of Hormuz, and also through our ramped up production. If you remember, just a month or two ago, we had oil tankers who were across the Atlantic. They just did a U-turn. They headed straight to Texas because America is the largest oil and gas producer, LNG, natural gas, you name it. And right now, and that's part of the reason why you've seen, you know, gas prices at the pump. Yeah, they've risen, but not by nearly as much as they could have under different circumstances.
Yes, indeed. Lieutenant Commander Tom Sauer, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me, Charlie.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.